Hello, everybody, and welcome to Hypixel Skyblock here on Minecraft. I'm JobNed1, and we're going to do a little bit of a tutorial kind of deal for starting out on this game, or game mode, rather. Before we get started, as you can see, I've learned a few things while playing, and got a bit going, or quite a bit going. But I want to share where to start, how to get there, and everything else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a timestamp here while I'm editing right around now in the bottom right corner. That's where you're going to jump to if you already know how to start and you're not new to the game. Otherwise, we're going to continue as if you don't know nothing about it. Alright, so here on Hypixel Skyblock, you can play on any version of Minecraft, Java Edition, but it is made and set up for 1.8.9 Minecraft Edition. So I'm going to be playing, at least at current, I'm not playing on the normal client that I use, which is the Sky Client version, which is basically modded with the added extra tools and so on. I will have a link to that in the description, as well as the resource pack that I'm using, which makes items look different than they would without it, which I can kind of show you. If I turn off the resource pack, which is that first Sky Reborn one, this is what the game would look like normally for you, with a fishing rod for the grappling hook and just a regular bow, this and that. Some items are special looking still, but I just prefer the look with that resource pack enabled. Alright. So if you're new to Skyblock, or Hypixel Skyblock, you're going to go and connect to mc.hypixel.net. When you do, once you're connected, you'll connect into a lobby like this one. This one happens to be a different lobby than normal. This one is a prototype lobby. I have Fly because I have MVP, so I can do a little bit more than normal for someone that's starting out fresh. But you'd either come to this NPC over here for Skyblock, or see the little item in my hand that is a compass normally in the normal game, but here it is your game menu, which you can take to Skyblock. So we're going to go back to that. When you start out, which we're going to start a new profile specifically for our playthrough here. So we're not going to be playing on this profile. I'm going to create it as a co-op profile to where I can add more people later. But when you start off, it's normally a standard solo profile. Alright. Now, I'm going to switch over. I guess I have to run the command to switch over. Great. That's what I'm looking for right there. Okay. Maybe I'll just create a solo one and it'll change into a co-op later. We're going to do classic because we don't want to do an Iron Man. Yeah, you can do it later. Good. Alright. When you start out, you'll start out on an island just like this one with not much on it. And you'll see that other little island somewhat behind me. There we go. With Jerry and a little creature over there that's currently not doing anything, but there he goes. He's spawning in cobblestone blocks. But we'll get to that in a minute. Now to go to the normal view that you see Skyblock in, or any other game. One thing you cannot see at the top because of my header. You can now because I cut my header off for a minute. It says break a log. Got my header back on. It should pop fully back up in a minute. But that's the starting place of Minecraft by default normally. But basically it does a few things. It first unlocks a collection for oak wood, which gives you a new objective to craft a workbench. Well, simply a workbench is made from one single log, and it's very easy to craft. Now we've crafted a workbench. We're going to go ahead and set this workbench down. I am curious about something. Let me check something real quick. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. From there, you can either fully chop down this tree. I'm personally going to leave it because I don't really want to destroy it completely yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a wooden pickaxe like it wants. I'm only going to take enough wood to do so. Alright, now our next objective is to talk to Jerry. But you're going to say, well, how do I talk to Jerry? He's all the way over there, near the portal with the little thing that's doing cobblestone. Well, there's a few different ways to do so. Personally, I like to just go ahead and get a little bit of cobblestone from the island itself real quick, which also unlocks the cobblestone collection. And what I'm going to do is turn them into slabs. 30 slabs to be exact, which is more than enough, I believe, to get over here. And we're going to just bridge ourselves across with cobblestone. Yep, it was plenty. About half of it was all it was really needed. Alright, now let's talk to Jerry. Which all you do is click in for that. Your Skyblock island is part of a much larger universe. Skyblock universe is full of islands to explore and resources to discover. Use the portal to warp to the hub island, essentially. Which is where we'll be going in a minute, But before that, we're going to interact here with this little cobblestone minion and get the cobblestone he has for us. We're also going to go downstairs. And you'll notice there's a little bit more wood down here, as well as your normal stuff for Skyblock. I'm going to go ahead and just take this chest and move it upstairs. Later, we will be destroying this and changing. Basically, we'll terraform this whole thing eventually. But for now, we're going to take this chest back over to the other side before we teleport to the hub. And we're just going to put everything in here, because we don't really need anything but that wooden pickaxe to come with us. Everything else can just sit here. Let's see if I can interact with this guy again. No, not yet. Alright, back. We're going through the hub portal now. And a new area is discovered, and that is the village. Here in the village, there's a few things to do when it doesn't lag you out like it just did for me a little bit. Normally when it's doing that, I'll go over here to the hub selector, see if I can find a server that's got less people in it. 5 people, looking like the least so far. Yep. 5 people was this one. It's when it's laggy like that. It's normally because there's so many people. But anyway, the next quest it's going to give you is to talk to 12 villagers, which you'll see with the green floating above them. You see this even in the regular version, not Optifine with the resource pack on. And each one tells you a little bit about different parts of the game. And some of them, like this one, will also turn around and more or less like teach you something and sometimes sell you things. That one's more or less just teaching you what collection unlocks a specific armor. This one's telling you about trades, which is shift clicking on a player, which there's no players nearby. Duke. He tells you about the other islands nearby, which is the farm island over here, and the coal mine, which is right here. Basically, he's doing the same job as this right here, where it says coal mine to the left, farm to the right. And this is a map of all the different islands. But basically, this is the village island, which you are here. This is the barn from the farming end, with the farm actually right there beside the coal mine. The coal mine goes back to this island, which is, I believe, the gold mine is what they called it. And then further back is the deep mines, or deep caverns. And then they haven't finished what's going on down here yet. That's why you don't see it on the map yet. Then this is the Nether Island. That one takes a long time to unlock because it's locked behind combat. This is the End Island. Oddly enough, the End Island is unlocked before the Nether Island. Yeah, it's a little bit different than regular Minecraft. But the End Island is also locked behind combat, but only like level 12 combat, so it's not too hard to get. This is the Spider's Den, which has skeletons and spiders. And it is done by the graveyard over here, which has zombies. And then you have the Oak Woods, and you've got the Park Island. Park Island has birch, basically every tree in different little areas. Because this one is spruces, this one's dark oak, this one is Acacia or whatever is the desert tree, and then jungle. And then over here on this little sub island of that island is a quest essentially for Juliet, Romeo and Juliet, essentially. And then again, this was the barn. This island, it's a little bit bigger, is basically the desert, but it's connected to the barn. It's got farming stuff as well. All right, we're going to go in here to the mayor's office, which our current mayor or community center rather. The current mayor is Mayor Paul, and his abilities or unlocks is the dungeon. Is there another election going on? Yeah, there is. Right now, I believe, Foxy is currently in the lead, who personally I don't care for. I would much rather have Diana, the pet's mayor. Let's see if I can vote real quick. Yep. All right. I'm going to go ahead and leave now. My vote counted. There's other things in here, like, for instance, clerks and so on. But pretty much the only thing that this community thing really helps you with is Elizabeth here. She is basically your unlock thing, but you can't do anything with her really until you're Skyblock level 3. Which you do by doing quests like the Talk to 12 Villagers, which we still have to do. Well, you don't have to do it, but I suggest doing it because, one, it gives you a pretty good bit of points and tells you a little bit more about different parts of the game. Honestly, I know all of these things that they're telling, but I still like to do it for the experience, essentially. And that NPC didn't get its skin like it was supposed to. One of these villagers gives you a sword that helps you run around quicker. I can't remember which one it is right off. But it is an item that is extremely helpful. And this one's telling you about the co-op system. And this one's telling you about the 12 skills in the skill menu. Just like there's 12 villagers, there's 12 skills. I do suggest like doing different things to unlock more collections over time, like the Netherwort collection. All you really have to do it is just pick some up. And you see this thing right here? This is what's called a fairy soul. They're hidden basically on every map. And they're technically a little mini quest too, to turn around and how to put it, to turn around and unlock more backpack storage. And now you see a collection has leveled up. I'm now able to make a Netherwart minion, which is a little creature like the one on our island doing cobblestone, but this one was instead grow and harvest Netherwart. Math Enjoyer is a villager, but not one of the ones. Because you see how it don't have the green above it? But Andrew here does. Which Andrew is telling you about the forums, which gives you information about the updates. And Tom gives you a recipe for the promising pickaxe. Or promising axe, rather. Promising axe, just basically an axe that the more you chop logs down, the quicker it's able to do it. It levels up, essentially. And then this one's telling you about all the things that Tab gives you information-wise, like how many players are in the server, what the players' names are if they're within a certain account. Beside your name is your current Skyblock level. Then the server info for the hub server, how many gems you have if you've bought gems. You do not have to buy gems to play this game. You do not have to buy a rank to play this game. Buying a rank, though, does unlock more features, which are helpful. And then your account info on the right tells you different things about your skills and so on. And Jack here tells you about your defense and so on, which, unlike regular Minecraft, you have no hunger really isn't a thing. That's part of why the hunger bar is invisible right now. But you do have health, which is actually, instead of it being the hearts, it's actually the 100 by 100 that you kind of see at the bottom. Just like the mana is 100 by 100, which mana, depending on what items you get and use, lets you do special abilities. So, Jamie, I guess you're the last guy. Talking about the mana bar, and you gave me the sword I was talking about earlier. This is the rogue sword. It lets you run faster by using your mana. So now I'm Zoomy for a little while. Some of these areas, like the Bazaar Alley that we just ran kind of in and out of, or the auction house, some of them are unlocked or locked by different things. The library here, for instance, you can technically enchant from your levels straight from here. I don't have any levels right now, so I can't really do any enchanting, but it's possible to do so. What we're going to do is we've talked to all 12 of them. Now we're going to go talk to Cat, the pet sitter, just like Skyblock is telling us to do. Again, with that little thing up above where you can't see it on here because of my header. This is Cat, the pet sitter. Basically, what Cat does is holds one of your pets when you get one for 7 days, I believe it was, and ranks them up one rarity rank for that after that week. But you have to also pay from your purse a little bit. Anyway, now I need to talk to George. George is actually at the same building that Cat was, which is right here between the community center and the farm. Upstairs, which you could have actually accessed the stairs from right there from Cat as well. But George up here is a pet collector. Basically, he wants you to sell him pets, I believe. Yeah. So if you get extra pets and don't want to sell them on the AH to other players, you can sell them to him and make coin back, essentially. We need to go to the carpenters, who's over here behind Liam. Alright. Welcome to the carpenter. And what the carpenter wants, he wants you to give him wool. Now, that being said, you could go to the builder. Let's see, where was the builder? Over here? Yeah, over here. By the fountain. You can go to the builders and go upstairs from the builder and talk to the wool weaver here and basically buy wool. But you need 64 pieces of wool. And if you buy wool here, there's got to be white wool. It's 32 coins a piece, and you're not going to have that in your purse right off. So instead, we are going to go from here over to the barn area. And actually, we're going to continue past the barn to the desert. We're going to come through the farm. Yeah, let's go ahead and do the farmer's quest real quick, because that'll help us unlock wheat. Now I can travel to the barn. Now, when you start out, you have 5 minion slots on your island. I suggest leaving the cobblestone minion down always. Well, there are some other suggestions I have as well that I'll make here in a little bit. Talk to the farmhand. And he wants me to craft a wheat minion. Craft a wheat minion, I'm going to need more wheat. You also notice with the collections, I'm unlocking more and more with seeds and wheat, including things like trades, which I'll show you about the trades in a minute. Because we're going to actually do a trade or two to help us out on certain things very soon. But I want 2 full stacks of wheat. What I want. And there we go. Alright, now, I don't have any wood on me. So I'm going to have to go back. But I'm not going back to my island. Instead, I'm going back to the hub and going to go over to the oak area over here, which we're going to speed ourselves up a little bit with the rogue sword and do so. Basically, we're going to go toward the entrance of the park. Here at the forest. We're going to talk to this lumberjack. And he's going to give us a quest to collect 10 logs. Now, we currently don't have an axe or anything else. Personally, I don't want to make wooden tools. I don't want to make cobblestone tools. I hate people when they do like that. He's going to give me some oak for free. But we want to actually finish the collection of 10 because we also want to unlock um, things from these quests. And he's going to give us a sweet axe. Now, the sweet axe has some extra things to it. One of them is it has a random chance to give an apple. Another thing we're going to do is we're going to actually do this oak collection for a little bit because we want to unlock not the oak minion because we already technically unlocked it since we unlocked the collection, I believe. But what we want to unlock is no, now we just unlocked the oak minion. We want to unlock the minion chests, at least the small one. It gives more storage to our minions. I mean, later we'll be back with a better axe. To turn around and collect quicker. But one thing we're going to definitely do is turn at least one of those into those. And we're going to go ahead and make a few other things. And now, I haven't showed this yet, really, or shared this yet. This is your Skyblock menu, which lets you do things. Some of these things, like the crafting table, you don't normally have unless you buy VIP at least. MVP gives you more things like extra slots in wardrobe or so on. You do have bags essentially, but they're all unlocked by different collections. And you have the storage, which you normally have these first two pages by default and a backpack slot. The third one is unlocked because of me doing things with Elizabeth that we talked about earlier at the community center. We're going to go back to Elizabeth once we get to Skyblock level 3, which we're still Skyblock level 0 at current. Now we have the Oak Leaves trade, which doesn't really help us. But another thing, if you want to look and see how you're doing on a collection, this and that, there's a collections menu, which you can go to each of the collections. And it shows you what levels you've unlocked, what level you're working on, and what levels there are to unlock, and what each thing gives you. We're trying to get to Oakwood 4, which requires 500 pieces being collected, essentially. And where that guy gave us via trade does not help with that. The only way collections actually count for you is by you breaking it and getting the stuff. Now, this quest is currently telling me, which I forgot it tells you over here too, what it tells you up here, is objective travel to park. We're not going to travel to the park right yet because we're not going to go do more of this quest line yet. We're actually trying to work on the farm quest line to get to having the wool that the carpenter wants to unlock carpentry. Because carpentry gives us more tables that do more, essentially. Like an enchantment table that has a mini game that sometimes gives you experience potions. And you can access daily. Things like that. So we're just doing small little things essentially right now. How far along am I? Okay. So we need actually to get to Oak 4, which still ain't much. That ain't much of it. I'm actually going to stop doing Oak for right this minute. We'll come back to this once we get better equipment, better access and stuff too. But that at least gets us some wood to where we can either access a crafting table like the one sitting here in the bazaar, or that one I had in the menu if you paid for VIP. But what we're going to make is a wood hoe. And we're going to set that wood hoe in the middle, and we're going to surround it with our stacks of wheat. And that makes a wheat minion. And then we have the extra wheat for later. Now our next thing is we take the wheat minion back over here to the barn, which we're going to speed up our run again. And yes, my mana actually has gone up to 1.01. As you level up different things, you get more stats to do more things. Alright, and then he gives you enchanted bread, which enchanted bread is basically like a food for the minion to help them work more at a later point. One thing we are going to do while we're here is open up our other collections. And that gives us more things. Another thing we're going to do is we're going to farm the 4 resources that it wants us to farm, which are potato, carrot, melon, and pumpkin. But you don't have to do a lot of them. You only have to pick up 1 piece of each, which also unlocks each of their collections. Melon and pumpkin. All right. Now we've collected all 4 farming resources. And it hasn't detected that for some reason. There we go. Now it's telling me to collect what I collected a minute ago with the meats, so I've got that already. Alright. It wants me to reach farming level 5. I believe that I have to reach farming level 5 before it'll let me go to the desert. which I'm not far off from doing. Let's collect carrots for that. And my skyblock level went up. Now make a carrot minion. Let's go over to potatoes and do the same thing with potatoes. So I get the potato minion. Whether I get to farming level 5 before that or not. There's the potato minion. Okay, let's kill chickens for the chicken minion. A really handy minion to get is the cow minion, which I'll probably do later. The reason I want the chicken minion is I want chickens on my island so that I can collect eggs every now and then. And my combat skill went up to where I can actually access the spider's den just by killing chickens. A non-hostile mob. It's wanting me to go to the Mushroom Desert because I got to the level it was looking for. What we're going to do, though, is we're still only Skyblock level 1. Still not enough chickens to unlock that. Because I don't want my inventory too full, I'm going to go ahead and head back to the hub for now. I'm going to sell off all these to an NPC. Because, one, we need the coins in our purse, and two, we need the space in our inventory. Now, the minion, the wheat minion, and this, and the wood are really the only things I want to keep out of this. Except maybe the chicken. I might keep the chicken. But for farm materials, which is what we're currently working with, I suggest coming to the farm merchant here. And sell them to them, essentially. That gives us, I'm trying to do that. That gives us a little more inventory space. But it also gives us more coins in our purse, because now we have 2,000 coins. That being said, we still got 2 more levels before I can access what I need to access. So we're going to go back over here, and we're going to go ahead and go to the desert behind the barn. I wish you got to choose the name of the profile yourself. Instead, it gives it a generic name like coconut or pineapple or grapes. Now, here in the desert settlement, you can do a few different things. First thing I like to do is collect a piece of sand. Go ahead and unlock the sand collection. And then what we're going to do is we're going to run over here. Shepherd's Keep. Now, we don't have a shears because we haven't done anything with iron or nothing yet. So instead, we're just going to kill these sheep. They respawn anyway. And collect wool this way. We only need a stack. And with that, I'm not getting any game sound. I haven't been for a while. Apparently neither are you. Let's see. No, I don't know what's up with that. We are going to get a stack of wool in this fashion. That being said, I know this is not the most entertaining process, but it needs to be done. It's wanting me to collect farming resources again. The farming resources it wants me to collect are sugarcane, cocoa beans, and cactus. We'll do that at a later point. Right now, our main purpose is just get this wool. wool we collect, the quicker this task gets done. The quicker it gets done, the better off we are. And we actually got enough to have a sheep minion at our house. Or island, rather. Not enough to make it, but enough to unlock it from the collection. One more. Alright. Now we've got enough wool for the carpenter. So, what we're going to do is we're going to run a command /warp hub. This takes us through the barn all the way back to the farm side of the hub. So it's a less travel time, essentially. We're going to take the wool over to the carpenter. And then we can make the carpentry table. Oddly enough, I think we actually have enough that we could pull that off. So, recipe book, carpentry recipe, carpentry table. I need one more of those made. Which I could have made in my regular inventory, but I'm doing that. Alright. Now. There we go. That was enough to make it either way. Alright. So, from there, we've got another thing that's explore the hub, which essentially means just go to new places like this cave in the mountain and discover new areas. The flower house, or the bank. We already did that. forge, the blacksmith, and the coal mine. Archery range. Basically, you just stick your head in each building. If you haven't yet. Also, talk to Plumber Joe here. He gives you a sponge. For 50 coins. Coliseum. Not talking to the event master. There's also whatever that word is, but Maxwell is what I call him. He helps you with something a little bit later, but you have to unlock some of the redstone collection for it first. Then there's also this little cave with Guy Fawkes here. He's got something that deals with the Emerald collection. There's also the Wizard's Tower. The Wilderness, which has the Fisherman's Hut right there. The fisherman is actually standing on the pier, but he didn't spawn in because it wasn't close enough. Which we're going to go ahead and go talk to him real quick. And basically, for that, you have to make a fishing rod, which we will do very soon. We just have to go to the spider stand first. So we'll do that in a little bit. And over here in the wilderness, there's the ferry, which is this one. The ferry is where they give the ferry souls to unlock more backpack spaces. It also helps your skyblock level. We're not going to talk to the ferry right now because, one, we don't have any ferry souls. Two, even if we did, we're not currently wanting to give them any. There it is. I knew there was a way up from over here somewhere. As I was talking about earlier, this part's not finished per se. It's supposed to be the gates to a castle, but as you can see, the castle nor the entrance are set up yet. This way, stop by the museum, which is right here, near the ruins. In the museum, you basically can give your specialty items, like the rogue sword here, to the museum. It puts it in there, gives you points for the museum, but it also, you're able to take the items back out. Also down here is the Slayer. One more place to explore. And that's Hex here. Hexatorum. Which right now we can't use. Honestly, I'm not sure when you can use it. I have not got that far for that. But um, this is the catacombs entrance. Though technically, the catacombs is part of the dungeons, which there is a portal to the dungeons in the mountain. Which is probably what it's calling the 13th place. This is the portal to the dungeon hub, which takes you also to the catacombs. It's saying I missed somewhere. Ah, probably. No. How odd. Well, Mayor Foxy won the election. So we got that mayor going. Um, there we go. They want me to discover the graveyard. All right. Let us, from this point, we go into the mines. We're going to collect 10 pieces of coal. All right. And it was saying that this hub is about to reset. So we're going to go ahead and warp out. We're going to go ahead and do our free reforge on the rogue sword. After that, all of our other reforges after that point are for coins. We're going to reforge it to heroic. That gives us more mana to work with, to where we can run more often. But luckily we got a decent sized purse to accomplish that. Now we need to travel to the gold mine. Now here in the gold mine, we are going to talk to the lazy miner here. He's going to give us a quest to go get his pickaxe, which is all the way down the mine. Well, not all the way. There's still technically further areas down, but it's still down a ways. This way. Yeah, it's past this fire thing. I think it's down this one. Yep. This is his pickaxe right here. And you have to have an empty hand to pick it up. Once you do, you see it has Smelting Touch 1 on it. Smelting Touch, whenever you mine an ore, automatically makes it into its bar form. So it's like throwing it in a furnace. But we can't currently use that part. Instead, we have to go back to the lazy miner. And he'll basically say that we can have the axe. Because he don't plan to go back down. Now, one thing I don't like about this is it also does the same thing on the stone. So like the quote unquote other one, it likes to give you a regular stone back, like here, instead of 8 cobble. I'd rather have the 8 cobble. So what I'll be doing a little later is when I make my own pickaxes, I'll have 2 different pickaxes, one with Smelting Touch and one without. And the one without will be for when I go to mine anything that doesn't turn into a bar from being smelted. Like the coal, for instance. If I was to do the coal, I'd do it without the smelting touch, so I don't get the stone, because it doesn't need smelting touch anyway. But if I'm doing like iron bars, it's the other way around. Now we are going to collect enough iron, coal, and gold to make their minions before we go on. Even if we get to the mining level that it's wanting. The reason for this is we want a coal minion at the house, or on the island, an iron minion on the island, and we're going to make a gold minion whether we put it on the island or not. Alright. It's not enough to make the minions, but I think we're going to continue on anyway. We're going to continue on anyway. Because I want to get a little further before we wrap this video and wrap this tutorial. So we're going to continue on. Now, before you go to the deep caverns, which is this portal, you're going to want to go back to the hub. There's this nice little purse of 2,000 coins could quickly disappear if you go into the deep caverns first. Your levels won't, your inventory won't, but the coins can. So, my suggestion is to come here to the banker. And we're going to deposit our whole purse. And deposit the little bit he gave us for depositing our purse. And we're going to go to the deep cavern. The reason we deposited our purse was when you die, you lose half of what you have. That being said, we want this fancy sword. We need 80 coins for it. We are going to sell our stone. And buy it. 11 coins. I ain't worried about losing 11 coins. The fancy sword, its thing is it turns around, and as you kill mobs, it gives you money. So it's a profitable way to increase your purse while here, because you're going to have to defend yourself some. First thing you want to do is talk to the lift operator. You won't be able to use him right off, but he'll tell you that he can take you up all the way down, essentially. But you have to go down the first time yourself. In this section, you have coal, gold, and iron. But you also have creepers that are invisible. Usually. Called sneaky creepers. And the next thing is the lapis quarry, which is here. While we're here, we're going to go ahead and mine up some lapis. And maybe kill a couple lapis zombies. Now that being said, lapis zombies. You see how I'm gaining money as I'm killing things. Lapis zombies have a chance to drop their armor pieces. It's a pretty good starting off armor. Now for pigmen, which is what we're getting ready to go into here, you do not want to mine redstone near pigmen. So what I do, at least to get what I need to make the redstone minion, is I just basically walk around all of them. Not causing any confrontations. And go down here. This is the area to the next area. Slime, aka Slime Hill. Down here, mobs don't spawn. Except maybe slimes jumping up. But they'll despawn after a certain point. But pigmen do not spawn in this. So, it's the best place to start and complete. See how it despawned? Start and complete your redstone collection to the point that you can make a redstone minion. And you want to get everything to make a redstone minion. Because you do not want to mine redstone in this mine. Unless you have to. And we want all the unlocks the redstones give us. Now, as you saw, my inventory was full. So I'm going to storage, going to my ender chest. I'm going to go ahead and stick in all my wood. Because I don't need wood right now. All the meat. Essentially everything that's not redstone. Not current. Or any of my tools. Alright. Let's see if I got enough to make a redstone minion now. Make a redstone minion. Need my wood. Normally you'd go to a crafting table like we discussed earlier. I'm going to make a... Actually, I don't need to make a wooden pickaxe. I still got one that's not altered. You're going to throw the wooden pickaxe in, and you're going to surround it with redstone. 2 stacks is enough to make the redstone minion. We're going to be putting this one minion back in our base when we get back. Next, we're going to go down here and mine emeralds. Essentially, we're going to do the same kind of thing here, except here, slimes will confront you whether you confront them or not, and they will kill you pretty easily. My suggestion is to go to the lift operator if you die, and essentially just run, get to the next area. Which we just did. We got there. We didn't lose that much coin. Now the diamond reserve. Now, like we did before, in the area between the spawns, we're just going to mine up some emeralds. And Skyblock level went to level 2. What we're going to do after this is we're going to continue down this mine. I'm just going to mine up some diamonds. See what I mean by it taking half your coins, though? Our next task is to go a little further down to the obsidian sanctuary or whatever. Personally, I suggest just running through here when you're unarmored like we are, till you find the path down. Because these mobs will basically one-tap you at current. You don't want to confront them if you can help it. I get myself lost in here a lot. I think I finally found the path down. Yep. Having some diamonds is never a bad thing. For now, I'm just going to take 9 diamonds. I want you to collect obsidian down there. To do that, you need a diamond pickaxe. Part of the reason why I took the diamonds I took. We are going to make 2 diamond pickaxes. The reason we're making 2 instead of just 1 is because they're going to become our pickaxes for the foreseeable future. At least at this point. We can't get to the dwarven mines for a while. So, we're going to go down here. Any of these big diamond blocks, we're going to hit as many of them as we can to up our diamond count greatly. As we're going to hopefully get a diamond minion. We're also looking for obsidian. Like this. Just to break 1. Start the collection and break a second one. I'm gonna run. These mobs not only will one-tap you, but they'll attack you without you even noticing them. So, but we did good. We didn't lose that many coins. We got some diamonds for later. Not enough to do anything big with, but we got some. And we went all the way down the deep cavern as far as we can go at this point. Now, next step in the grand scheme of things is we're going to actually, well, we're already near the hub anyway, there's no point. Because I've done walkback mostly. Alright, now that we're back at the hub, talk to Rosetta for a minute, and we are going to sell off our single redstone. No, can't do that with her. Weaponsmith should work though. Yep. Sell off that, sell off the regular stone. That's pretty much it. Okay. So next, how much gold do we have? 8 blocks. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and craft up. We're going to do it over here at the bazaar, just like any other regular player. We're going to craft up a gold pickaxe once we get the gold out of storage. I mean, not pickaxe, but gold axe. The reason for that is it's the fastest axe in the game, and there is no durability loss. And we're going to go back over here to the oak. Told you we'd be back with a better axe later. We're going to go ahead and chop down oak until we get to that collection for the small minion chest. Once we're to the end of oak 4, then we will be able to create the storages, and we're going to go back to our island after that for a little while. Because once we got this done, get the storage going, one, our minions will be able to hold more in their inventory. Two, we'll be able to upgrade them a little faster. There we go. We now have what we need for that. So what we're going to do is we are going to craft for now. We're crafting 2 small storages. One for our current, which we can do /warp home for that. For our current little guy here that's full. And another right here is where we want this. Temporary block. For storage. Alright, now we can start pulling things out of our inventory, or out of our backlogged storage, rather. What we want to do is upgrade that minion complete as far as we can for now. And then we're going to go back over here. We're going to craft a standard chest. We'll go ahead and throw in everything we don't need right now. Pretty much is everything. Except for our tools again. We don't need these tools right now. But we're going to keep them either way. And we're going to take the stuff out of our ender chest that we filled up earlier. And just stick it all on that for now. Our next phase and next step is we are going to go back to the hub. We're going to go to the park. I think. Yeah, we're going to go to the park. First, we're going to go ahead and deposit our coins again. More because it's a good habit to get into before you do anything, whether it be dangerous or not. That way, in case you, say for instance, fall into the void, any death, doesn't have to be a mob killing you, any death steals half your coins. We're good with oak for right now. Later, we'll come back to complete oak out to get the largest storage for our minions. But that's more mid to late game. What we're going to do for now is we're going to do our quests. Like this current birch quest to turn around and get 64 birch. Because we need to get our skyblock level up. We need it from level 2, which it currently is, to level 7, I believe. Let me see. Yep, level 7. Because that gives us access to the bazaar. Level 6, where things are dropping at current, we'll have them automatically go straight into our inventory and we won't have to pick them up. Okay, now we go to talk to Charlie with the 64 stack of birch in our hand. And next he wants us to go get dark oak logs. Now you go through the spruce woods, and then go up one more level, and here's the dark oak thicket. Here in the dark oak thicket, we're going to collect, I believe it was 64 of them for it too, wasn't it? I don't know, it's not saying anymore because it switches to that thing about Gustav. And we don't want to deal with Gustav right now. I'm going to collect 64 of them and then go back down to Charlie. But before I do that, I'm going to go over here. And basically, we're completing this trial, which gives us a little bit of different things. Not quite. I've got to get my health a little further up first. But let's go back Charlie first. It'll give us another small storage, which we can use for a third minion. But now we can make them infinitely for ourselves. Go ahead and get new stuff out of the way for a little bit. Calls it a race, but it's more like a time trial. That gives us another item. I am not doing the 32-second race, though, because I currently don't have a way to do it. Alright, that gets a few of those quests out of the line. Alright, so this point we're good to go back to the hub. And we're going to go through the graveyard over here. Where the zombies are. And go on to the spider's den. Here at the spider's den, we're going to go to the right where these lower level spiders are. And that gave us enough string, which is all we actually came for, to make a fishing pole. As we're going to go back to the fisherman's area. And we're going to essentially buy a fishing pole. I mean, not buy, but make. Luckily enough, they give us this nice little crafting table right here by the water. And this regular fishing rod. And we're going to fish until we collect 5 pieces of clay. Sadly, clay is only a random drop from fishing. And there's 1 piece of clay right there. I will say the most tedious skill out of all of them in this is fishing. But if you do it enough to where you unlock the fishing minion, it all works out. Squid. One more piece of clay and we'll be done with the collecting of clay to turn into, or maybe two more, but anyway. One more. Alright. Turn that into him. Get a better fishing rod. You just have to be a fishing level 3 to use it. But that's it for there. That's all I need to do with him. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to check our skyblock level. We're almost to level 3. Let's... objective to talk to the auction master. Let's do that. That'll give us a little bit more skyblock experience, or should. Because pretty much all these objective tasks do. Let's see. Kill 10 zombies. Okay. That's got that one done. Let's go back home first. All right. All right. Now we got the small accessory bag. So now we should be able to hold accessories. Okay. But I think that's where we're going to leave this tutorial at. My suggestions from this point, which I will be making further episodes from here, they'll still be somewhat beginner tutorials. But from this point, I suggest collecting, getting your Skyblock level up to level 7. Once your Skyblock level is level 7, then you can essentially do more things. One little piece of advice is you can do Warp Portal Hub. I mean, not Warp, sorry, Visit. Visit Portal Hub. And you'll pull up this, which lets you visit an island known as Portal Hub. And this is a place where you can come, do all the Sentry Cakes to turn around and get all the boosts that they give, and basically has a portal to every location available, more or less. And essentially just teleport as such. So say for instance I needed to go to the park, I could go to any of these. Personally, I kind of need to go more toward mines, going to the deep cavern. And it just takes you there more or less. I'm not going to do much here. I'm actually going to go back a little bit from it because I actually just need the gold mine. Because I need to collect gold, iron, and coal. Mainly coal first. Because I want the coal minion next. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to leave this here at this point. If you like this video, hit the like button below. If you want to see more videos from me, hit subscribe and join the 1,240 subscribers up here in the top right corner of the screen. If you want to see some videos from me as they're being made, or at least that's what I used to say over there on Twitch, that's what the top left corner is, the 49 there. That is Twitch subscribers, well, Twitch followers. Join the 49 people there. I'm thinking about starting to try to do pre-recorded streams for Twitch because there's just been too much lag between chat and me to make it an enjoyable stream. The videos have been turning out good from the video side of it, but not anything else. And that's about that. I will catch y'all later in the next video. Bye-bye.